Hey guys, Blue Monsoon here. Today I want to start again a new series. As I said before, I'm going to do a whole re-channel, sort of start and change everything. And before I actually get into the video, I first want to say thanks for 15,000 views. We're actually 15,101, so I did miss it a little bit. It's not exactly 15,000, but we got there, and it's a good landmark, and I'm actually pretty happy about it. You know, I didn't realise we were getting that close, and it is actually quite a big amount, you know, 15,000 views. Personally, I take views higher than I do subscribers, because views actually means somebody's looked at the video. Subscribers mean somebody's just clicked a button just to see when a video comes out. It doesn't mean they have to watch the video. So I'm really glad I got past that amount. Also, the fact this is my 200th video. Now again, I didn't think it was that high. I was surprised that we got to 200. I thought we were nearing it. Within, like, you know, next week we'd get close to it. I didn't think we were this close to it now, so that was surprising to me as well. And of course, we are still nearing 100 subscribers. And speaking of subscribers and speaking of, you know, growing, I want to give a quick shout out to my friend who just started his own channel called Master Assassin. I don't know if I pronounced that wrong, I'm sorry about that. But a link on the screen right now, and I'll link it down in the description as well. But anyway, the topic of today's video is the new series I'm going to be doing, which is Loadout. It's not really a new series on my channel. The reason I never really kept the series going too long is because I couldn't get ideas. I don't really blame you guys. Nobody really plays Battlefield too much. If you guys don't comment, that's perfectly fine. It is a little bit annoying for me, I'm not going to deny, but there's nothing I can do about it if you don't want to comment. But I did actually manage to get a good amount of time and come up with some good ideas, and in fact get some from other people as well, which is great to see. So the loadout I have today is just sort of one that is interesting and, you know, isn't really themed, which is a good thing. I don't want this to always be themed. In fact, I prefer it not to be themed, because being themed, it becomes difficult because there aren't too many stuff you can do. The whole point of this series is to try something you wouldn't usually use and see how it works in game. So the loadout today is the QBU 88 DMR. I have no iron sight. Oh, I have no sight. I have iron sights. I have no accessory, so I have no laser sight, no torchlight, nothing. I have the standard barrel and a vertical grip. Along with that, I have an MP443 pistol with absolutely nothing on it. This thing is just completely dry, nothing on it, no attachments whatsoever. A PLD, which is a portable laser designator, which is the basically infrared binoculars. These things are actually pretty good, and it did come in handy. And finally, I have an SUAV, which is a surveillance plane sort of a way. If the MAV is a helicopter, the SUAV is a jet. It's kind of a cool thing, and it does help and occasionally works well. And finally, I have a standard M67 frag gun. So straight away from looking at this gameplay, one of the things you will notice is the fact the iron sights in this gun are awful. They are god awful. They are terrible. They are some of the worst sights I have ever seen in video games. And I'm not even joking. I am dead serious. The problem with these sights is you will notice when I aim down sights, all I can see is straight in front of me and around me. And the problem with that is if there's one guy, I can only see one person at a time, and it's hard to track the targets because if they suddenly stop, they get in the way of one of those blocks and I can't see where they're going. The one advantage of this sight is the fact that there's a nice little block in the middle, so it is easy to put targets on that and shoot, which does work well. But I'm only able to look at one target at once, and it doesn't cover too much of the screen aside from that. It's just the center line of sight seriously blocks up, and it is annoying to me because they could easily make these sights much better. They are probably real world realistic though, so I can't really blame them. But either way, it still does bug me. But aside from the bad iron sights, this gun does have a surprising rate of fire. I didn't look exactly what the rate of fire was, but it did feel pretty quick. I was able to get off 2-3 good shots downrange and kill somebody quickly, and it worked well. It was never too slow, never too fast. Of course, I'd still get outshot by PDWs and carbines in close range, and obviously assault rifles as well. But occasionally I was able to hold my own and just about kill them. The gun did have a little bit of recoil. It does kick to the upper right a little bit. And it does definitely move right, but overall it's not too much, and it's actually pretty easy to shoot, get your sights back on target, and then shoot again and get a kill. So now if you, like me, and made this kind of mistake of pre-ordering Battlefield 4, you would have noticed and would have heard that at the start of the game, DMRs were awful, they were dreadful. Back in Battlefield 3, they do a maximum of 50 damage, I think that was all of them aside from one, and a minimum of 37.5, which again was all of them aside from one, which was the SKS. Now, that's a 2-shot to 3-shot kill. That is really good, and to be honest, that's what I think it should be. And I think at the start of Battlefield 4, I might be wrong, but I believe they were a 3-shot to a 5-shot, if not a 4 to a 5-shot kill. That is awful, that is dreadful. To get 4 shots downrange and trying to kill somebody with a semi-automatic weapon is so difficult to do and is so unbalanced. Thankfully though, they did patch this after a bit, and in the fall patch that came out, that was of course a big thing, and they made it, I believe, so that the damage is 45, so it hits you 43, and 38 to 34. The reason it's 38 to 34 and 45 to 43 is because some of them do a little bit less damage than others. Now that's actually a 3-shot kill at any range. That is actually considerable. But again, it's not as good, and I don't think as balanced as it was in Battlefield 3. Honestly though, it depends on the game, on the way the game is going to be played, and the way it's meant to be played. Now the problem I had with this weapon is I do in fact have one of the lower damage weapons right here. The gun does 43 damage to 34. It does have quite a good range on it though, so that wasn't really a problem. And just here you can see me using the PLD to try and spot targets and then hit them at range. This was a tactic that worked well. And overall my tactic was to try and keep range, not get too close. But if I did get too close, the vertical grip helps with hipfire, and overall the gun was just working well with hipfire. It does actually have a pretty good hipfire, hence that's why it's a bullpup. You know, the bullpup, again, as I was saying last week in my Weapon Weekly video, bullpup weapons are designed to be better in close range because they're more pointable. Now, the one thing I would have changed on this loadout is given ACOG. I would have liked to have an MAV, some explosives. The MP443 was a good little sidearm, nothing too major, nothing too bad. I never really used it too much. Again, I'd either run out of ammo with the small magazine the QBU has, or I'd be able to get a kill and not have a need for the MP443. Like I said, I would have liked some explosives, but overall this loadout was fun. It was something different. I never really used DMRs, and I tried to use NVIDIA Shadowplay recording this gameplay, which worked well. I'm definitely going to use this software in the future. So that's all guys, thanks for watching. Blue Monsoon. I'll see you next time guys. Blue Monsoon, out.